Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are starting a whole new series, diving into the world of Despicable Me. This is, of course, number 1 from all the way back in 2010. And this is one I vaguely recall seeing, maybe in passing, maybe here and there. I know Steve Carell is in it, but beyond that, I'm looking forward to taking a wild ride with this series.
I have seen it. I absolutely love it, and I'm ready, willing, and able for these two to enjoy it.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of nieces and nephews and a nearly 4-year-old son, so you'd have to live under a rock not to be familiar with the characters. I did see Despicable Me 4 in theaters this summer.
Cheating.
Is it just like Star Wars?
Local drive-in theater. My little guy wanted to see it. So look, I've seen bits and pieces on the TV at my house, at family gatherings, but as far as sitting down and watching any of the movies from start to finish, 4 was the only one that I actually sat down and watched. So this should be fun.
All right, without further ado, then let's go!
Folks, before we get into today's video, I wanted to talk to all of you out there about my new morning routine, which I have been doing for a while now, and how much better it is. Look, I love my high-powered coffee. Hey, who doesn't, right? But now in the morning, I'll have my coffee, and then just as I'm heading out the door, I'll do a shot of Magic Mind. And not only do I get my boost from my coffee that I love, nothing against coffee, but this gives me a nice, clean, clear focus of energy throughout the day. I don't get the jitters. I don't crash. This has been a fantastic addition to my routine.
Yeah, I've been enjoying this since day one that we've been started taking it. I mean, it's a great complement to my energy drink that I have in the morning for my morning routine, as such as yours. And I noticed that it's been a very calming effect on me. I'm not bouncing off the walls and I'm full of energy, but I'm just not bouncing all over the walls. And I think it's really been great for my morning routine.
Yeah, like these guys said, I love the clean energy that provides. Help me really get locked in and focus throughout the course of the day. It's a lasting energy, and I love that it's got B vitamins, C vitamins, and vitamin D, 100% of your recommended daily allowance. So, I mean, that's really good, and it tastes good. I was a little worried when I first saw the green liquid. Is this going to taste like a wheatgrass shot? But no, it's got a little bit of a sweet taste to it, just enough to where you really enjoy slamming it back. And like I said, great energy, focus, clarity. No crash, no jitters. So this has also really improved my day-to-day functionality.
So if you want to save 20% at checkout, in the pinned comment below, use Bad Medicine 20 at checkout. And hey, reclaim your brain.
Oh, good tune. It's a leash.
Justin, you get back here right now.
Oh, Jesus.
The things kids do not knowing their impending danger.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's how she goes sometimes.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, it's a giant blob.
What just happened? He's all happy. Dad's reading a book.
I've got him.
Pyramid of Giza had been stolen and replaced by a giant inflatable replica. Which of the world's villains is responsible for this heinous crime?
The pyramid was stolen? Not sure how you accomplish stealing a pyramid, but...
The worst. Who's all been there?
What a dick move.
It's still on his face.
That was terrible.
It's about time that I get my way. This is so fun to see. Despicable Me.
Well, at least he left a tip.
Tip.
Jesus.
Rockets.
Look at this thing. Okay, so everybody's got the same house in the neighborhood, and he's got this giant black house.
You got to back her in, too.
Morning, Gru. How you doing?
Hello, Fred. Your dog has been leaving little bombs all over my yard, and I don't appreciate it.
You know dogs. They go wherever they want to go.
Unless they're dead.
Oh, Jesus. What is that thing? Big alligator couch.
Gru's race again. What will we do next?
Gru, villain of the year.
Cookies for sale.
Go away, I'm not home.
Yes, you are.
This is a recording.
No, it isn't.
Beep.
Oh,
Huh?
The whole arm.
Kyle.
What's the dog's name? Kyle?
Ah, Dr. Nefario. What happened?
It's all over the news. Some fella just stole a pyramid.
Assemble the minions.
Here we go. Let's see our guys.
What kind of setup is this?
Minions assemble.
Okay.
These things are just great.
It's funny, they speak in this gibberish, but you can still pretty much understand them.
That's my Billy boy. What up, Larry? Simmer down. Simmer down. You guys have probably heard about this other villain. We have had a pretty good year ourselves. We stole the Times Square Jumbotron.
Look at this NBC. It's got the pyro going on.
Stolen.
We stole the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, jeez.
The small one from Las Vegas. I have been working on something very big. And thanks to the efforts of my good friend, Dr. Nefario. Thank you. Oh, there he is.
Son of a little rascal.
We have located the shrink ray. We are going to steal. I haven't told you what it is yet. Hey, Dave, listen up. Dave. We are going to steal.
Gonna steal the moon.
The world will give me whatever I want to get it back.
I really don't see how we can afford this.
I'll just get another loan from the bank. They love me.
Loan from the bank.
To steal the moon?
Yeah.
I like that transition. That was cool.
Oh, Edith, stop it. What? I'm just walking.
That's kids when they're stomping in puddles.
Yep.
Oh, it's like an orphanage.
Hi, Miss Hattie.
Anybody came to adopt us while we were out?
Let me think. No.
Easy, Umbridge.
She looks like this.
She looks like a cartoon Umbridge.
You're never going to get adopted, Edith.
Oh,
You know that, don't you? So how did it go, girls? Did we meet our quota?
We sold 43 mini mints, 30 choco swirlies, and 18 coconutties.
You say that like it's a great sale day.
Look at my face.
18 coconutties. I think
Look at the kids' faces.
we wouldn't want to spend the weekend in the box of shame. Would we? Off you go. Go clean something of mine.
She's like an
Hi,
evil
Dave.
version of the secretary from Ferris Bueller.
Hello, Mom. Sorry, I meant to call, but...
I just wanted to congratulate you on stealing the pyramid. Or was it a villain who's actually successful?
I'm about to do something that's very, very big.
Good luck with that.
The Wilhelm scream.
A little over the top there.
He wanted the space.
Just says bank.
Guy's sleeping.
Bank of evil.
Here we go. Formerly Lehman Brothers. Of course.
Pretty solid representation.
Gru to see Mr. Perkins.
Please have a seat.
Someday I'm going to go to the moon. NASA isn't sending the monkeys anymore.
Wow. Not a very supportive mother.
Hey, I'm applying for a new villain loan. Go by the name of Vector. Fires live piranhas. Ever seen one before? No, you haven't. I invented it.
Mr. Gru, Mr. Perkins will see you now.
So all I need is money from the bank.
Look at that painting.
Well, very nice presentation. I'd like to see this shrink ray.
Soon as I have it.
And yet you have the audacity to ask the bank for money. If we don't start getting our money back.
That's
Look,
pretty good
Gru,
grip
the
strength.
point is, there are a lot of new villains, like that young fellow out there named Vector. He just stole a pyramid.
Oh, that was him.
So, as far as getting money for the rocket,
Get the shrink ray.
Just trying to get that. Well, we're gonna try the shrink ray. All right, we got the shrink ray.
aha, we got it. No. Oh, you.
Vector shrink ray.
Maybe you'll think twice before you freeze someone's head.
I don't know.
You don't want to be firing on it. You could destroy the shrink ray. Whoa. Just firing off those flares.
Try this on for size.
Uh-oh.
Is he claustrophobic? I hate that guy.
Sounds like a moped.
I hate that guy.
And please watch over us. And bless that we'll have a good night's sleep.
Please bless that someone will adopt us soon. And that the mommy and daddy will be nice. And have a pet unicorn. Amen. Unicorns, I love them. Unicorns, I love them. La, 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 la.
Nobody will ever see it.
The pyramid is just painted like the sky. Fireworks. Oh, got hit pretty hard there.
Hi, we're orphans from Miss Hattie's Home for Girls.
Wait, do you have coconutties?
Yeah.
Oh, this is weakness. The those coconut ones. What are they called from the Girl Scouts? Oh, this is gonna drive me.
God, I can't remember.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
They are highly addictive.
I'm going to need a dozen tiny robots disguised as cookies.
It appears you have cleared our background check. Dr. Gru.
Comes. Medal of Honor. Knighted by Her Majesty the
You
Queen.
have been given the Medal of Honor. And you can hold your breath for 30 seconds. It's not that impressive. What in the name of what?
So lonely since my wife, Debbie, passed on. You are a beautiful woman. You have a face como un burro.
Isn't a burro a donkey?
Thank you.
Can we proceed with this adoption?
Please tell Margot, Edith, and Agnes to come to the lobby.
I bet the mom is beautiful.
I bet the daddy's eyes sparkle. I bet their house is made of gummy bears.
Debbie was a very lucky woman.
Who's Debbie?
Your wife.
Whoops. Almost blew it.
Yeah. I got your leg. I got your leg.
Okay, that's enough. Okay,
It's not
girls,
caramel
let's go.
delight, is it? It's gonna drive me nuts. One of those things that's just stuck in my head. Move on, Oak. But I can't.
It's more important stuff than cookies.
Oh,
Sometimes.
Optus Blue.
Hello? Oh, I got the shrink ray, all right. Groot? He is not getting the moon.
Okay, here we are. Home sweet home.
This is like your house? You're the guy who pretended he was a recorded message.
Reward for Jesse James.
Very, very inviting for children.
When we got adopted by a bald guy, I thought this would be more like Annie.
Venus flytrap.
Kyle, these are not kids. These are guests. Girls, this is Kyle, my dog.
Ooh, fluffy doggy.
Do you really think this is an appropriate place for little kids?
Oh, Iron Maiden.
Stay away from there, it's flash.
Oh.
Well, I suppose the plan will work with two.
It's dark in here. Poked a hole in my juice box.
As you can see, I have provided everything a child might need.
Food is candy.
You will not touch anything.
What about this?
Okay, rule number 2, you will not bother me while I'm working. You will not cry, or whine, or giggle, or sneeze, or bark, or fart.
Does this count as annoying?
Very. I will see you in 6 hours.
6 hours.
We're gonna be really happy here, right?
What are these?
A dozen boogie robots.
Boogie robot.
Look at it. Watch me.
Hello?
What is all this furniture made out of animals? Uh-oh. Oh, secret lab.
Whoa, that is cool. I don't think he's a dentist.
Uh-oh. It's like Willy Wonka.
I meant to close that.
Do the effects wear off?
So far, no. No, they don't.
I love unicorns. Can I drink this?
Do you want to explode?
Just pops him in the knee.
The dentist thing is more of a hobby. I am a spy. Then you may not tell anybody, because if you do...
What does this do?
Oh,
Oh no, her unicorn.
A unicorn! You have to fix it.
By definition, it cannot be fixed.
She's gonna hold her breath until she gets a new one.
Oh, I thought she was going to start wailing. The old take a deep breath. Ah!
Okay, I'll fix it. Tim, Mark, Phil, you have to get the little girl a new unicorn toy. A toy.
Boy.
Go, and hurry.
What are those?
They are my cousins. Watch them and keep them away from me, please.
Mustache.
Nice outfits.
Copacabana. Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
It was your cousin's idea.
Okie dokie, Betty bye.
rockets.
All tucked in, sweet dreams.
You're never gonna be my dad.
I think I can live with that.
Will you read us a bedtime story?
No.
But we can't go to sleep without a bedtime story.
Good night, sleep tight. And there's probably something in your closet.
She got the hungry caterpillar.
Yeah, para tú. Papoy.
Para tu, Spanish for you. Para ti. Sounded like some of the things they're saying are close-ish to Spanish, like a little bit of a mix-in.
He's still up there.
Time to deliver the cookies.
First, we're going to dance class.
Actually, we're going to have to skip.
No.
No, you are going to have to walk yourselves.
Done it before.
Oh, calling their bluff. Now they're calling his.
Really not driving you.
Okay.
I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2,
3. Your ticket to the dance recital. You are coming, right?
My pinky promises.
Ah.
Our first customer is a man named Vector.
Girls, welcome back to the fortress of Vectortude.
That'll be $52.
Right.
9.
Are you wearing pajamas?
These aren't pajamas. This is a warm-up suit.
Oh, it's gonna be that easy.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Shake him up and he glows.
A glow stick.
Oh.
Oh, the shark.
It's the Meg.
What?
Oh, I made it out.
Come on, girls, let's go.
What about the other people who ordered cookies?
Life is full of disappointments.
Here we go, please.
Please. We'll never ask for anything else ever again.
Please.
Super silly funland.
Sorry, dude. They can't ride without an adult.
Oh, here we go. This is where he's gonna have fun and crack a smile.
How do you not crack a smile on a roller coaster? Ah, oh, so fun.
I can't do that at all. My stomach like goes up into my throat.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Well,
I can drive a motorcycle myself at 180 miles
see
an
that.
hour, but I can't.
Is
like,
it
if-
because you're not in control, maybe?
You are not in control.
Same thing with cars, motorcycles, anything. I'm good going fast, but roller coasters, even small, even the Zip and Pippin at the Bay Beach, I can't handle it.
Hey, you end up looking like that.
You go fast in cars? I didn't even know. I have a picture upstairs of me and my buddy on the roller coaster. We knew where the camera was, so we're sleeping. The kid in front of us is going.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
But all you gotta do to win it is knock down that little spaceship there.
I know the guy.
Jack McBrayer.
What's his name?
Jack McBride.
Yeah.
I accidentally closed my eyes.
Typical Carney games.
Whoa. What was that?
You see how it's not knocked over? You don't get the unicorn. Better luck next time.
Okay, my turn.
Oh. That did it.
There you go.
Knocked over.
Here comes my favorite part of the movie right here.
Is this where you start having fun?
I watched that scene so many times.
I do remember from mainstream stuff that it's so fluffy. Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie.
He's all drawn up with face paint.
Okay, girls, go play.
Looks like a rabbit.
I got the shrink ray.
We have 12 days until the moon is in optimum position.
Get me Perkins. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Perkins, but I figured that
Good
you
news.
would want to see this.
Well done, Gru.
I fly to the moon. I shrink the moon.
Simple enough.
I sit on the toilet with what?
Edith.
Told you.
Can we get stuffed crust?
Stuffed crust.
It's going to be extra.
Sorry about that. It was a little attempt at humor. I know how much you like to laugh.
You don't seem terribly focused, Gru.
Whoa! Told you to stay out of here.
I love everything about your plan, except for one thing. You.
Look, Mom, I drew a picture of me landing on the moon. I made a prototype of the rocket out of macaroni.
We're gonna put our faith, our money, into a younger villain. Goodbye, Gru.
Just randomly crushes a.
See, that's the problem. We didn't have the minions involved nearly enough.
We have no money, so how will we get to the moon? We won't. Now would probably be a good time to look for other employment options.
Gold watch.
Grab everything, hit the chum jumps, take apart the cars.
Pinball machine. All right, we're going to make this happen.
Washing the old reds with the whites.
Mr. Perkins, your son is here.
Oh. That's the connection.
Do you have any idea how lucrative this moon heist could be?
Squid launcher! Oh, yeah!
We got a piranha launcher, now a squid launcher.
The moon is as good as ours.
Rolls his eyes.
Seriously, this is very bad. Time.
Will you read us a bedtime story?
Sleepy kittens.
No.
Oh.
Pretty please.
Without a bedtime story, we'll just keep getting up and bugging you.
Oh, fine.
Sleepy kittens. Sleepy kittens? What are these?
Puppets. You use them when you tell the story.
Okay.
It's cute.
Little kittens love to play. They had fun in the sun all day. Wow, this is garbage.
He just says it's garbage.
You should brush your fur. This is literature. A 2-year-old could have written this. You should drink your milk.
I'll make them drink the milk.
Oh, I don't like this book. We can't sleep. We can't even try. Then their mother sang a lullaby. Your mommy loves you with all her heart.
That's going to hit home a little bit.
The end. Okay. Good night.
What about goodnight kisses?
There will be no kissing or hugging or kissing.
He's not gonna kiss us goodnight, Agnes.
I like him. He's nice. But scary.
Well, at least they're sleeping together now and not teared up on the wall.
There's the family tree.
Aww.
Oh, they went.
Look at that.
Through...
Only 48 hours till the launch.
About that, I was thinking that maybe we could move the date of the heist.
This is not as a result of the girls' dance recital, is it?
Kind of weird to do it on a Saturday.
You and I have been working on this for years. They need to go. You don't do something about it, then I will.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Oh, ship's getting bigger.
Clink. There we go. And now we drink. Excuse me, girls.
Oh, come on.
Keep clinking.
Clink, clink.
What are you doing here?
I'm here for the girls. I received a call that you wanted to return them. I did purchase a Spanish dictionary.
I will get the girls ready.
Oh, this is taking a sad turn.
Don't let her take us, Mr. Gru. Tell her you want to keep us.
Goodbye, Mr. Gru. Thanks for everything.
I did it for your own good. Let's go get that moon.
Really? Did you, though? Did you do it for his own good?
I think it's more about him.
Hey. Well, this took a depressing turn.
The box of
Shame, number 2 and number 3.
It's just Pat's got spikes on the headboard.
Just a homemade rocket.
That's one hell of a homemade rocket.
Well, they went to all the junkyards and...
I am the greatest criminal mind of the century. I don't go to little girls' dance recitals.
What's the blender for?
Commencing launch sequence.
This guy ever find his dog?
Jeez.
That's almost a grappling hook.
Oh, jeez.
My flight suit. Once again, I'm hiding.
He's still up there. Floating. Oh, there they are. It's like NASA over there.
Watch out for George Clooney out there. Oh, here's the answer to your gravity. The Wolfman.
I've got it.
But it's not as important as that.
I can make it. Wait a minute.
So what we're seeing here is that at some point the shrink ray
It's
is off.
only temporary.
He gave us up.
But he pinky promised.
We can't start yet. We're still expecting someone.
All right, but just a few more minutes.
He's not coming,
Gave
guys.
us those Puss in Boots eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, can you hear me? We have to warn him, and fast!
That's the rascal. Uh-oh. Not good. Put the nose down. Nailed it.
Oh, no.
Sorry, buddy. Show's over.
Oh,
It's bad.
Mm.
Yep.
Rough.
First, give me the moon. Then we'll talk.
Chortles. They love that.
I think I'll hold on to them a little while longer.
When I get in there, you are in for a world of pain.
I'm really scared.
He is gonna kick your butt.
Oh!
Oh, there goes your front door.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Opened up. Oh, coming in like the Terminator.
He's gonna punch the shark. Oh,
Yeah, just backhanded it.
he punched the shark.
Almost.
There he is. Oh. The larger the mass of an object, the quicker the effects of the shrink ray wear off.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Hey, what are you girls doing back there?
Oh. Well, there, at least it broke that for you.
Girls, you're going to have to jump.
You gave us back.
I know, and it is the worst mistake I ever made. But you have to jump now. I will catch you, and I will never let you go again.
Oh, the slow motion.
Oh.
Let me go.
Margot!
Oh. Oh. Anybody who's seen Cliffhanger.
They do a string of minions?
Must have been. Oh. Oh, maybe it'll end back up where it's supposed to be.
Oh, poop.
This time, good triumphs, and the moon has been returned to its rightful place in the sky. Who is this mysterious hero? And what will he do
Who is
next?
it?
Okay, girls, time for bed.
Oh, come on. We want a story.
Oh, their rockets have bed skirts on them now?
No.
Tonight, we are going to read a new book, One Big Unicorn. By who wrote this? Oh, me! One big unicorn, strong and free, thought he was happy as he could be. Then 3 little kittens came around. They made him laugh. They made him cry. He never should have said goodbye. And now he knows he could never part from those 3 little kittens that changed his heart.
Oh, really? Aw.
Oh, they're getting the good night kisses.
I love you.
All right.
I love you too.
No.
Just like when you're doing something, your mom looks at you.
Blu-ray disc.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, son. You've turned out to be a great parent, just like me. Maybe even better.
No, I'm fine. Go ahead.
This guy's still on the moon.
The menu. Moon's a little bigger.
Little bit. That might be a little close.
Hello, I am Gru.
It's just gas.
Yep, there was that one.
Yeah, just that little bit at the end. All right.
Well, there you have it.
Well, that
folks.
was our introduction to the world of Despicable Me. Like I'd said in the intro, you know, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but after watching this in its entirety, I didn't remember anything. All I remember was the Minions. So you can definitely tell, look, they had all the right people on board for this. Again, 2010, this animation was incredible. The musical score was outstanding. They had Steve Carell, who did a fantastic job in this. Russell Brand, of course, I had to be the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a good job as well. Vector was a bit plain for me. But I think what the movie was showing is that he wasn't even really all that important to the story. I didn't think it was more about Gru and the girls and how their life was going to kind of work things out. And him being a villain, Gru, just seemed kind of a bit of a side story from building his relationship with the girls. So that was what I found kind of interesting, because while I thought this was really good, for me, what it had was it laid the groundwork. Look, you had the Minions, who are these incredibly cute little guys who are running around getting into trouble. They speak a language that you can kind of sort of understand a little bit, and you can just see that once they start just pushing a little bit more, they're really going to have something on their hands with this series. And obviously they do. They've made 4 of these movies. Plus, I think there's multiple Minion movies as well. So this one was a lot of fun. And like, look, it showed that Gru, for everything he had, was he starting to slip a little bit and being a villain. Maybe he wasn't really finding the joy in it anymore, and what brought him joy and happiness was having a family and all the things that come with it from there. So this one was a lot of fun. Like I said, I don't think the villains were really all that important. Vector, the banker, they were kind of real minimal. I mean, Vector was a really plain kind of villain, honestly. Didn't really have a lot of character pizzazz like we are used to seeing from these types of movies. But, you know, overall, it was a lot of fun. And, you know, Gru was awesome. The girls were great. They all had individual personalities. And even the Minions, I like how everybody just had regular names. The dog was named Kyle, and all the Minions had, you know, just regular, type names. So that was great. A lot of fun. I'm glad that we're starting this series, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here, because I'm sure it's straight up.
All right, man, go ahead, old guys. As I've the one that's seen it.
You know, again, as I said in the beginning, I saw the 4th one. It came out in theaters this July, and my little man wanted to go see it. So I'm like, you know, we reserve a lot of the stuff for the channel. I don't have an issue staying out of the theaters when big movies come out. But look, guys, I'm a dad, so I'm going to do dad things. So I took my little guy to the drive-in theater in my dad's old pickup truck. Pretty special night for us. But, you know, you'd have to live under a rock not to have seen the Minions or Gru or whatever. And, of course, it's been on at the house or whatever. But I've never sat and watched any of these from start to finish other than part 4. And I'm really impressed. You know, I figured it was going to be fun. I guess like I always thought Gru was just kind of the bad guy. I wasn't like ready for like this wholesome like twist. You know, I mean, I knew. Look, in part 4,
Easy on the spoilers.
Yeah, so in part 4 was part 4. So there's some things that you knew going into it. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say with the family, we'll just leave it.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like how it all developed with the, you know, the orphanage and then bringing them back and then going back and saving them. I mean, I really love this movie, and I'm really shocked, to be honest, to see some of the critics' ratings, you know, 2.5, 3 on Rotten Tomatoes, like, you know, 80%, which is obviously a good score. And the only thing I can think, and I talked about this on some of the other animated films, it's like we watch some that are a real gut punch and that really hit you emotionally, that, you know, like Coco and Up hit very, very close to home. I was a wreck for both of those. They were phenomenal movies. I think we've all kind of put Puss in Boots: Last Wish as kind of the top tier. Just as far as the lessons and the way they played everything out, just really spectacular. And we've watched movies that are a lot of fun that really don't have any emotion. And I think this was like the perfect mix of both, right? Like obviously some emotional stuff. You have the girls in the orphanage who are just looking for a family, and you know, they give you kind of the stereotypical, just like, you know, kind of grumpy orphanage, you know, manager, whatever you want to call her, and you're hoping the kids find a better situation. Steve Carell, incredible with voicing Gru. The Minions, I mean, for me, look, my little guy's got some Minions toys and stuff, and for me, they're a hugely integral part to these films, which, look, I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here, but I think the Minions really kind of make the film, so they rely very heavily on that. You know, Vector for me was, you know, he was a good villain. He wasn't like, you know, super, I don't know, he wasn't the most intriguing villain, I guess you could say, but I don't think that this film needed it. And I think that's what I really love about this movie, is that it was just a good, fun balance of everything. And I've said this on previous films, like, I don't necessarily need, I look at it a little different having a 4-year-old, because I don't necessarily want to watch or have him watch movies that are just going to make him bawl, you know? And so there's a lot to be said for movies that have a little bit of emotion, that can pull that out without having that big gut punch. But on the flip side of that, you know, it's nice to have an animated film that gets you in the feels a little bit. And I think that was the perfect balance here. A lot of fun. Like, you had the supervillain. They stole the pyramids, so it wasn't, you know,
painted it blue and
painted
put a cloud on it.
The stuff that the villains were doing weren't overly bad, so you're not necessarily exposing kids to anything. You know, kidnap the jumbotron from Times Square and a couple of you know, landmarks from Las Vegas. So I loved it. Obviously we know that there's, as Mason Quinn had said, 3 sequels, so we're all the way up to part 4 with Minions movies and TV shows and all that sort of stuff. So the success was obviously was there, and this laid the groundwork for that. So I thought this was phenomenal.
Yeah, so like rewatching it, yeah, I kind of forgot about Vector. That's how like forgettable kind of a villain he is. But like we said, this movie is about getting to know Gru and seeing his growth. You don't need an over-the-top villain really taking away from that.
It seemed like he was there just to give Gru something to do.
Exactly,
Yeah, right.
which to me is totally fine, because this is about, you know, how Gru you know, wants nothing to do with the girls. He only gets them because he saw that they were allowed in the house of where he needed to get into, and then it ends up turning out that he falls for the kids, that he loves them so much that he wants to keep them and save them and everything like that. So I think that's where the story lies. Like, so they didn't really need the villain to be this big over the top, that, you know, you can do that in the next movies, because now we saw the growth of Gru. So now in the next couple movies we should see some more, you know, more of a villain that can be a little bit more over the top. because this was all about learning about Gru and stuff with the kids. And for me, it's got to be a lot of people's favorite scene, but it's so fluffy. I just remember dying laughing at that so many times after she got the unicorn from Jack McBride as the evil carny, and they're just taking the money. And so like I always replayed that scene. And but the movie itself, it's really good on him learning that, and you go back to his childhood where anything he did, whether it was amazing, where he even built the rocket that flew off, for the mom. And so like so it was kind of like a callback to like, all right, I'm not going to be that. So then you could see at the end, she said, you turned out to be a really great parent, and you learn from me. And then she's like, yeah, but maybe better. And you could tell that it really meant something to him. So they did a good job, obviously, with the animation in this, so that way you could see that in the character and feel that with the Gru character. And you're right, they didn't make anything too over the top as far as like villainry. Like, yeah, stealing the Statue of Liberty from Vegas, stealing the Eiffel Tower from Vegas. So that way it wasn't super important landmarks.
Yeah.
But the animation for 2010, still top notch, still holds up even 14 years later.
Yeah.
And to me it's a great start into a huge and awesome franchise.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the mom and the relationship, and that was one thing that I wanted to touch on. Like we're in obviously 2024. I don't remember the phrase or discussions about generational trauma even being a thing before maybe the last 5 to 10 years. Look, I'm sure it has been discussed in books and psychology classes and in therapy sessions. But as far as open discussions, and look, you can have all the opinions you want about social media, but it's helped open discussions on a lot of things that used to be stuff like, well, we don't talk about that in public, or we don't have open discussions about that. And I think it's interesting because I saw it wasn't a meme. It was like I don't want to say a cartoon, but like a graphic of a parent yelling at somebody, and then that parent yelling at their kid, and then that parent yelling, and then you have a kid on this, but the last one before the kid was holding a shield, and it's talking about breaking the cycle of generational trauma. And look, I know that this wasn't meant to be a super deep film, but I don't think that they necessarily hid that he didn't necessarily grow up with the most encouraging mom, and so it was difficult for him to get in that mode. But I think it's something that it's important to discuss as adults about, like, look, your parents may not have treated you the way that you felt that you should have been treated growing up. We like to look at our parents and say, hey, they did the best they could with what they were equipped with. But at some point, we have to put that weight on our own shoulders to do better for our kids and to break that cycle. And, we're all, 40-ish, and like, we're not very far removed, if not the first generation, where it's like, hey, and I can't speak for everybody. My dad, here's a good example. My father was very much a, very, always said I love you, very emotionally open person. My stepdad was the guy where it's like, taught us. My stepdad's an amazing person, taught all the life lessons, work hard, be respectful, whatever. Never been a very emotional type father. And, maybe he felt that wasn't his position as a stepfather. But I know other people who their dads were that way. And I think even, doesn't Bill Burr have a skit where he's like, you can't hug your kid, or something like that. But I think if we look back only a few
generations, it down each time.
Yeah, we look back even only a few generations, and look, and I think there is a place in fatherhood to have that strong, fatherly role, and to be the person that, has to discipline and set the kids right. But it's interesting that you don't have to go back a lot of generations to see where maybe there wasn't the kind of treatment for kids that they needed. And so it's interesting that was kind of shown here. And Gru, he broke that. He was very very loving at the end. The goodnight kisses, not just reading bedtime stories, but writing bedtime stories about his own experience. So again, I don't want to get like too deep into it because it was just a fun.
Yeah, it was
film.
a very lighthearted.
But I
film.
think I think they threw that in there just to kind of recognize, like, hey, like, there. And I don't even want to call it generational trauma because
like there's people who have dealt with like serious generational trauma, and so that's a word that's lives on a broad spectrum. But in any regard, I'm glad they kind of showed that, like, hey, look, just because my parents treated me like this doesn't mean that that's the way I have to move forward and treat my kids. And you like to think those kids grow up in that sort of environment, that they're going to be able to pass down the positive parts of their upbringing to their children should they choose to have them. So mixed in with all the fun was some pretty important lessons, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this one seemed kind of like a trial run to see what was going to work in the future. Okay, what did the audience react to? Okay, they love the Minions. Okay, they love Gru and his inventions. Okay, the main villain was a little bland. Let's see if we can spice that up a little bit. So that's kind of what I got out of this one. It was like, all right, we got a great idea here. Let's run it out there. Let's see what works. Then we'll adapt it to future projects.
How did this one do at the box office?
Oh, it was like 600 million.
Yeah, it crushed.
543.
Yeah. And that $69 million budget, and it made 543.
And then I looked, it got better with each sequel as well.
Well, and let's look, as anybody who's got young children, you're very aware of the merchandising thing. I tell you, these Paw Patrol characters, every 6 months.
Hey, Chase is on the case.
Every 6 months, the Paw Patrol guys get a whole new set of vehicles.
Wow.
I've learned that. Well, they got their basic vehicles. Now they got their jungle vehicles. Now they got their monster truck vehicles.
Hey, that happened when
they had their space vehicles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, hey, now they can be
a new van.
No, yeah, they get a new van. You have where you squeeze the legs and they put on their whole samurai gear. I mean, yeah, don't worry.
My little guy's been into Paw Patrol.
Raphael's a baseball player now, so
he's been into Paw Patrol for less than 2 years, and we've had 4 cycles of vehicles: regular, space, jungle, and the monster truck vehicles. And doesn't include the construction ones for rubble. But you know what I'm saying. But in any regard, I guess my point is that, look, they made a ton of money in the box office, but this is the one that has absolutely crushed it as far as merchandising and stuff. My little guy's got Minions toys and T-shirts and all sorts of fun stuff.
Eraser?
All right, yeah, so for me, I'll get my score going here right away. For me, this is a 3.75. Look, it had all the makings to be really incredible, and I think that's what they eventually got to, because obviously they made a truckload of money. But for me, this one was just kind of light, kind of amusing, and a little clever in some spots. Had a little bit heartwarming with Gru and the girls, but kind of light, I think, on most things. Like, look, the Minions stole the show, the inventions, the silliness, that's all there. But yeah, for me, like I said, Vector was just kind of a non-factor. He wasn't even really important, just served as a vehicle for Gru to have something to do throughout the movie, but not really there as a threat or anything like that. So a little light on all that. That being said, all the ingredients are there, and I certainly know that as we work our way through these movies that they're gonna only get better and better. So for me, yeah, 3.75. I feel like that's where we started with this one.
Yeah, I'm a little higher on this. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a light, wholesome type film. From the entertainment side, like, did it get me quite as much as some of the other films that we've watched? No. And on the emotional side, look, it didn't have the gut punch like a Coco or an Up. It didn't need to.
Yeah, but to be fair, like we've stated, we don't always want to compare everything.
I don't know. And that's exactly.
They stand on their own, the media of how it's done,
and that's exactly it. And
critical.
Yeah, and so I don't want to compare everything.
Because I know we've had that in the comments.
Well, and I guess I bring that up because I don't need, I guess where I wanted to go with that was, I don't need every movie to be like this, super emotional in order to give it a 5. Sometimes it's just a lot of fun, and that's all we need. But for this, it was really good. I'm just not at a spot where I'm like, okay, that's a 5 for me. Yeah. Was it a lot of fun? Absolutely. But a 4.5, still a very high score. So
sometimes it's the remake of Roadhouse or The Beekeeper that does really well.
So I give it a 4.75. I thought, it was fun to rewatch it once again. I had so much fun watching it, back in the day when it first came out and it was on the movie channels, and I would always give it a watch, and it was, it's heartwarming at the end where he does finally, because you see with Margot throughout the whole movie, she's very standoffish, always expecting him to walk out on her, and then finally at the end, she, instead of getting the kiss on the forehead, she gives him a hug and says, "I love you," and he says, "I love you too." That's where you get your nice.
I was waiting for the old Seinfeld "thank you" or I know.
Yeah, you got to say in the good ear. But 4.75 out of me. I am definitely ready, willing, and able to see number 2 and continue this franchise. I have not seen 2.
I saw the first one.
I've seen 3 for a specific reason, and only that reason. We'll get into it when we watch that. But I haven't seen 2 or 4, so I'm ready to continue this journey. As long as you guys are, as long as you guys are.
It's going to be great.
So there you have it. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course Answer. Good night, and we'll catch you on the next one, pals.